Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Today I'm finally getting my review out for the Full Speed Leader 3 SE. And before I get started, big thank you to Full Speed and Lewis Lee for sending this out to me for review. And trust me guys, the last 2 weeks I put it through the ringer. But as far as testing, I tested 3S, 4S, the Gemfan 2.5 inch 2540 props, which are on here right now, and the Avan Mini 3-inch, and also the HQ props that it came with. It flew well with all the props on all configurations with 3S and 4S, and I did fly 4S with the 3-inch props, and in any condition the motors were getting warm and hot anyway, so it was like, well, I might as well give it a shot with the 2.5 inch props, and it flew well with that once I got it tuned. But I think my favorite combination was 3S or 4S on the Avan Mini 3-inch prop. It just had a little more punch for me than the HQ props for bigger aerials and stuff. But for, level flying, let's say you're cruising around trees just staying low, the HQ props would probably have a more linear feel and keep a nice level altitude. So quick on the frame specs here. The bottom plate is 3mm and the side plates are 2mm. The coolest thing on this, guys, is the top plate type pod that goes around and bends around with the side plates. And it makes everything super sturdy and rigid and robust. It's just given a lot of protection. I was slamming into a bleacher at a football field with this, and not on purpose. I was just trying to fly through the bottom end of, in the back where all the rungs are, and I just was slamming into them. I can't say enough about the durability so far. I've crashed quite a bit, but the TPU pod is what makes this thing unique, because it gives you that little cool effect, in different available colors. I know there's red, blue, and yellow and black, and I chose the white because I like how the LEDs pop through the white. And the shark fin is cool looking, as well as helping you out for turtle mode. This collar here for the VTX is awesome, but the pod I wish had a little collar like that for an antenna tube for the receiver wire, because through my crashes my receiver there lifted up and off the double-sided tape, I guess because this was getting pulled every time I crashed. So that's the only thing I could think of to improve this pod. Camera protection is really, really good. So great design, and it's durable. The measurements on this guy, I got 133mm measuring diagonally here, and 108mm side to side here in the front, but only 99 in the back, so it's a little bit wider in the front. And I think that design is cool because it keeps the props out of view as much as possible. And then the front to back is only 84mm, and it gives you that squished X look and feel, and it really flies well for freestyle for me, and as well as fast cruising around, ripping around trees was really fun. So that's just the basic stuff, guys. More basic stuff, the electronics that comes with these motors are 1106 4500 kVs. They've been doing really well. They do get a little warm. From all the testing I've done, I've noticed they do get warm quite easily. And then moving on to the stack, we have a 28 amp ESC, their new F411 flight controller, and their new TX600 up here with the IRC protocol to change your channels in the OSD. And the camera came with was a Caddx F1. I run the Fatshark HDOs, and this felt like or looked like a 16:9 camera, and I could tell because it was like squishing objects down when I first tested everything. So I had to switch out because the HDOs are only 4.3, and this is an SDR2 I popped in there. It was just a quick swap. So other than that, everything, I haven't changed anything else except for props. Quick note I want to make, guys, the value of what you get for how this thing flies at the price it comes in at. I just checked, it was $137.99 with the FR Sky Nano V2 receiver, bind and fly, just basically what you see here minus these props. That's a killer price. I mean, I can't find anything else out there with this quality for that price, because if you break it down, you're gonna spend at least 20 bucks on a frame, at least 50 bucks on a set of motors, 20 bucks for a camera, and then the stack. You're gonna spend at least $80 for a triple stack like that. Right there, guys, I'm already, let's see, 80 plus 70, 170 already. And I'm not even including the receiver, the beeper, LED combo, and then the build time. What about the build time? You guys, we spent a lot of time building and getting everything, situated where you want it, and soldering everything. It takes a lot of time. So that's all included at under 140. I'm way over 180 just on parts alone. So very good value. I'm just gonna rate this real quick on my experience. In 2 weeks time, I'm gonna tell you guys, this is what I'm gonna do is performance, price, build quality, materials, electronics, and design. And I'm gonna give you my ratings and why. Performance, out of the box, I give it an 8.5. Right out of the box, I flew this thing and was having a blast on 3-inch props and a 3S 650 Tattu. It flew great right out of the box. I just put my rates in it, bound it, and set the endpoints, and off I went. Everything I've tested it on with the different props and batteries, it's got a solid 8.5 out of 10 for performance. Next thing is price. Price is, of course, I already said you can't beat the price. That's a solid 10 on price. Next thing is build quality and materials. So materials are great. The carbon fiber is not chamfered, but it feels solid and sturdy. It's not cheap carbon fiber by any means. So the build that they put on this thing, their soldering is always on the money, and they lay the wires in nicely. All the components here are built nicely and assembled properly, and I couldn't find a loose screw or anything, any of the solder joints looking bad or anything. So a solid 9 on build quality and materials. The next thing is electronics, which is the lowest score. I gave it an 8 out of 10 because of two things. One, the motors do get hot, and I feel like they're a little too small for the weight and size of this build. If I had my choice, I would go 1407s on this all day long, and I wouldn't look back. But I'm reviewing it as is, and because the motors are 1106s and they do get warm a lot, quite a bit. On everything I tried, they were getting warm. And I was trying to recover a lot on fast drops and try to catch it, and it just ate the ground because it didn't have that oomph. These motors are a bit small for this build. I mean, even just looking at it, the motors are tiny for this guy. It looks a little bulky for 1106s. So yeah, electronics, I'm giving it 8 out of 10. And then design is a solid 9 out of 10 because it's a winning design. Basically, it's an exploded version of the Leader 120. The geometry is almost identical. It's just bigger, and it flies very well that way. Solid 9 there, guys. You can't go wrong buying this quad. So let me jump into the FPV footage. Here we go. I'll flash my PIDs at the end. Check out the DVR footage, guys. Let me know what you think. As always, be safe and keep on flying. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Looking forward to your comments down below. guys, before I go, quick update. I just ran this on the Avan 3-inch mini props here and on 4S, same batteries I was using for the 2.5-inch Gemfans, and I think I just broke something. Check out this clip right here. See, it's stuttering, so need to troubleshoot that. So I can't recommend 4S and 3-inch props because it's just you couldn't handle it. I'll flash my PIDs, my final PIDs, and I did test those for a couple of packs beforehand, but then on the last pack I pushed it and it couldn't handle it. Something desynced, or maybe I blew a motor. The motor doesn't smell burnt out. It's probably somewhere maybe in the ESC. So I'll reflash and try and fix it, but keep that in mind if you do want to try 4S and 3-inch props on this. So thanks again for joining me, guys. You guys be safe, keep on flying. Thanks for watching.